Just hours from now, Sweden is going to open polling booths. 349 parliamentary seats will be up for grabs, and the race for the next prime minister looks extremely polarized. On the one hand is incumbent centre-left Social Democrats, and on the other is right-wing bloc, moderate and Sweden Democrats. Now, the campaigning days were extremely heated, with both parties rallying for polar opposite issues. While the right is focusing on more domestic agendas like the rising cost of living, tax cuts, more nuclear power, law and order and immigration policies, centrist is making global issues as their home turf, like surging inflation, energy crisis, invasion of Ukraine, and to adopt more renewable energy. Of course, these crises are seeing a ripple effect back at home. Now, the Moderates party has been sitting on the opposition's table for 8 long years. So this election, Ulf Kristersson is eyeing to win back power with varied promises, but it is not going to be an easy road. With geopolitics at play, Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson has given a lead to her party. She is Sweden's first woman prime minister and led the country towards a historic NATO membership bid after Russia invaded Ukraine. Andersson understood the security threat that came along with it, so she single-handedly convinced her party to abandon their long-standing position and prepare to become a NATO member. The Swedish parliament currently has 8 political parties, 4 on the left and 4 on the right, making the minority government the likely outcome, and which will also force whoever becomes prime minister to rely on policy compromises with like-minded groups. Parties must secure at least 4% of votes cast in order to win any seats. Before the polls open, a professor from Stockholm decodes what to expect from this year's election.
You can claim that the Sweden Democrats have influenced the other parties. You can also claim that the political reality has changed, the environment has changed, the political agenda has changed. And the Sweden Democrats established themselves as a sort of 15–20% party by being, for a remarkably long time, the only party expressing any sort of skepticism about levels of immigration which were occurring in Sweden since around about 2000. And perhaps the other parties simply realised in the end that they had to adapt their messages to make them more like the Sweden Democrats.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.